All right, back at it again. NBA live stream of consciousness rocking with you on a Thursday. So, the Sixers, they look like a juggernaut. They won the James Harden trade, right? 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 Like I said, come on, man. Come on, man. What type of thievery is this? You still a former MVP, someone who was in the MVP conversation just 12 months ago, just last year. This wasn't 2 years ago, 5 years ago. The same Russell Westbrook MVP. He was MVP a long time ago. Just last season, less than 12 months ago. You trade him for a guy who won't shoot and who doesn't want to play. Just came out today. Out for weeks, not days, weeks, Ben Simmons. Back injury. That's what they're saying, back injury. Let me tell you what, let me show you what the back injury is. All right, hold on. I'm gonna show y'all what the back injury is, right? Let me show y'all because I understand what happened. I understand that. I've seen it before. Let me show you the back injury he got. Weeks, right? Not days, weeks, right?
Oh my God, I'm hurt. Oh, God. I'm suing y'all. Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Oh, I want 150,000. But we can set out of court right now.
Y'all see what's coming up in a week? A week from today. 1 week from today. The Brooklyn Nets have to play Philadelphia 76ers. You right. You guessed it. And the Brooklyn Nets would have to come to Philadelphia. I got to go to Philadelphia. My back hurt. My neck, my back, my neck and my back. Yeah, on my back up. I know. I know it. I know when I see it. I know it when I see it. You know, the funny thing with this whole Ben Simmons situation is he said this whole season, he's known since the summer, I'm not playing until they trade me. That was his stance since the summer. So this idea that he needed to ramp up, that he wasn't ready to go in a couple of days, to me is just crazy. It's insane. You've been holding out this song. What have you been doing this whole time? Like it doesn't make sense to me. And it's just like, do you want to play basketball or not? Because eventually, if it is what I think it is, and he's trying to duck the smoke of playing in Philly when the first game's back, that's fine. But what happens if you have to play Philly in the playoffs? What happens then? Don't you want to get it out the way now? It's basketball. Basketball in all the major sports, football, MLB, you're the least protected. The fans are the closest they are to you. You wear the least amount of gear, hats, and stuff on your body. Basketball is a pressure game. And this is a guy who just, for whatever reason, whether it's mental health or if it's just that he don't want to smoke, he just does not seem to be able to deal with pressure. And how does that equate to postseason success when all the eyes are on you, when there's nowhere to hide, there's no game? You know, the NBA is a different league in that sense. You know, like generally there's no time where the world is just watching you. Monday Night Football game, every eye that watches the NFL is on that game. That's not how the NBA works. Generally, there's several games going on at the same time. And you got to sit with the game in the NFL, right? You know, you can sit with it, see what I did, and move on. NBA, they coming like this. You got a bad game, you got to go back. Even in playoffs, we're playing every other night. You got to go. How can you trust someone that is this unreliable? You know, that's one thing I've learned as growing up, you know, and trying to start businesses on my own. It's just like, who's reliable and who's not? Who's going to put the work in, who's not? There's a million reasons not to put the work in. And I'm for the mental health thing. Like I had to take some time for the mental health situation when my cousin passed away. So I get it. I get it. I'm not here trying to knock him, but like At the end of the day, you play basketball, fam. This is what you do. You have back tightness. You've been sitting out the whole season. You're not ready to roll. Like, I know there's difference between game shape and practicing in the gym shape, but this trade was what, 3 weeks ago now, 3-4 weeks ago. You're not. Look at the labor pain. Show me the baby. Oh, no, I ain't playing for the Sixers. I ain't playing. Do you want to play at all? And this is compounding the fact that New York is changing their rules, but they're changing it for restaurants, not workers, for like not employees, but patrons. So it looks like Kyrie's still going to be on ice. This is just a disaster for the Nets. Disaster. It's a disaster, man. So, I predicted that, Kyrie is going to be able to play sooner or later. And they'll probably remove the whole thing once the summertime starts. But man, I mean, the Nets, with the money that they've paid, the draft capital that they've spent to get a guy who seems like he's trying to find every reason not to play in certain scenarios, and two guys like that, is just like, hey, like, I understand, but at the end of the day, do you play basketball or not? I see that, I even though I'm sold on the Sixers, Stephen A isn't sold on Harden yet. I mean, Harden was obviously sandbagging. Obviously. It was obviously sandbagging. Check out who has the belt. I'm going to be dropping that this weekend. The top 4 players at each position. Give the top player the belt. And look, you're Harden, man. He might want this belt, man. He might want one. He might need one, man. He looks like he looks great. And the funny thing is, I was thinking like, hey, man, how's he gonna age? It's gonna age poorly, but he's so skilled. It's just like, as long as he's strong enough, he can kind of, like, even when he loses his foot speed, he can still kind of Luka Doncic his way into getting into the paint. And then at that time, you'll have Maxey, who's playing some hellified ball right now, and Embiid still, they can, Maxey can carry more of the load, and Embiid's still going to be Embiid. So, all these people worrying about, it's the worst contract. Like, I heard Tim Bontemps say that. I heard Bobby Marks say that this is going to be the worst contract in the league once he signs it. They said Chris Paul's contract was terrible, and look how he turned it around. Now, he hasn't implemented the strict regimen that Chris Paul has, but it was around this time in his career that Chris Paul did that. So, I mean, Harden, it looks fantastic. I think it's been everything you can ask for and more. It looks great. Zion, his foot is showing signs of improved bone healing, so he's going to start on-court activities. I mean, they're tough out. I wouldn't want to play them in the play-in game. The Pelicans, let's see. Where are the Pelicans? Oh, they're in it. They're not even outside looking in. And Portland's about to start hemorrhaging losses here. And the disgusting, the bereft of talent, the incompetent Sacramento Kings. Mike, my man, how's that trade looking out for you now? How's that trade looking for you now? Look at this. Look at this. Loss. Beat the Oklahoma City Thunder team, the only team that's not trying to win. That's the team that they won against. Since the break, the only team that they've won against is the team not trying to win. These games haven't even been particularly close. Look at them. Look at the scores in these games. These games not even particularly close. This is a home stretch that they played against Denver. Look at it. Come on, man. Make it make sense. You traded Sabonis for Halliburton. Make it make sense in a guard league. Look at Fox. 9 of 18. 3 assists. 3 assists. He's a point guard that doesn't pass. He's a shoot-first point guard that can't shoot. 1 of 6 from the three-point line. Who is he shooting from the three-point line at the season? 26%. He's a shoot first guard that can't shoot. And you had a pass first guard who can shoot, who revived, who not even revived, who made the career of Rashawn Holmes. Rashawn Holmes doesn't get paid if not for his simpatico with Halliburton last year. You made this player and you trade him for a center that can't shoot threes, that doesn't defend, and is just good in the post. Come on, man. But back to the Pelicans. Yeah, the Pelicans make some serious noise. I wouldn't want to play them if I was a playoff team with Zion coming back in. Now, if Zion can get 10 games, 12 games under his belt, this is a pretty talented roster offensively with CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram. Zach Lowe said that he's taking a leap. So that's going to be an interesting team for the playoffs. The West is kind of wide open right now. The Suns, I think they're going to struggle with Chris Paul being out, and who knows if he's going to be back by the first round. You know, if they get the Lakers as the 8th seed and Phoenix is the 1 seed, do you think the Lakers are going to have any fear of them? Especially if they don't have Chris Paul. You think they're going to have any fear of them? So, same thing for the Pelicans. You think they're going to have that much fear in them? Why? So, and I saw this yesterday, and this is crazy. The Lakers right now are plus $6,600 to win the title, which means every $100 you place on the Lakers wins you $6,660. That's insane. That's insane. I think they could definitely win the title. I mean, all they got to do is win the West and pray for some injury luck on the East. That could happen. It happened for the Bucks last year. That can definitely happen. Who's the Western juggernaut that they can't match up with if AD and LeBron are healthy? So Bill says he's re-signing with the Wizards. That's just another boring thing. Him and Dame Lillard, they're just trying to get their money. Leave them alone, man. Maybe after they get their extensions, they'll be ready to get traded for. But Bill is what, 29, and Lillard is like, what, 34, 35? It's just, by the time that they're ready, it's going to be a diminishing return. I mean, look what they got for CJ McCollum. Now, both of those players are better than CJ McCollum, but imagine if they would have traded him 2 years ago. You know, they're banging their head against this thing. It's obvious that Simmons has the game. Why don't they clear the deck for him and let him roll? I come to Dame like, listen, man, you've been great, and you get to call your shot. Give me a list of 5 or 6 teams. I'll do my absolute best to send you to those teams, and I'll keep you informed every step of the way. That's what he's owed. He's not owed another contract. He's not owed that. If you're looking at him just from a standpoint of a GM trying to build a team, you're owed your salary. Like, it's nice for the Lakers that, hey, they take care of players, but nobody's signing up with Portland anyway. They got to do what's best for themselves. They got to be smart. A backcourt with Simmons and Lillard, that's going to be just put you in the same position that you just were in before with Dame and CJ. So Durant's coming back tonight. Good to see him back. You know, I just talked about Brooklyn at the opening, but they need him. They're not making the playoffs. Miami epic collapse versus Brooklyn. You know, a lot of people are saying Tyler Hero has made the leap, and I definitely think he's more aggressive. He is a better player, but I think versus NBA defenses in the playoffs, he's going to get swallowed whole. That's just me. But yeah, they gave up a massive lead. No Lowry. The Lowry situation is weird. He keeps getting well, it's probably not weird. There's probably something going on, but he keeps getting DNP personal, not playing. So I don't know what's going on with that. So we'll see. Another loss for the potential loss for the Bucks last night. A lot of people are just shooing them in as the East pick. They say that the safest pick because they won last year, and I just don't know how, with all the injuries and everything that you saw happen last year, that you can just default to that position. I think that's a lazy position, but I'll go ahead and leave it there. Once again, check out the Draymond Green, Ben Simmons video that I just dropped. Subscribe, and I'll get at you soon. Game is the game.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, you know?
The game is a game.
Always.